Okay, so as it turns out, Activision Blizzard is facing yet another sexual harassment suit because one wasn't enough, that one or two or three or however many they've gotten. So they're trying to collect them like Pokemon. Latest woman to sue the company says manager threatened blackmail, demands removal of Bobby Kotick as CEO. Now, does anybody here actually believe that Bobby Kotick wouldn't be the kind of man to blackmail somebody? I don't, considering that he basically said, listen, I'll have you killed, bitch, to one of his assistants. So, he's probably the kind of guy that will blackmail just about anyone if it gets him. Like, can it increase my stock price or can I get some money out of it? Then sure. Content warning, the following story contains details of sexual harassment and blackmail. Activision Blizzard is being sued by another former employee alleging sexual harassment, according to Daily Mail. Suit was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court by a woman identified as Jane Doe, who claims product manager Miguel Vega groped her, belittled her, and made frequent unwanted sexual advances towards her. Who's Miguel Vega? Vega, by the way, I think is Spanish name. Miguel Vega. Let's also add Activision. Senior product. Ooh, shit, it's gone. Senior product management engagement. Oh! Senior product manager engagement. That tells us all about with everything we need to know about him. He's the guy in charge with engagement. We don't need him then. The dude's responsible for engagement. He definitely engaged with the lady, most likely. New Activision lawsuit makes revenge porn. Holy shit! Kotaku going for a more sensationalist title here. Revenge porn, sexual harassment allegations. Damn! Activision Blizzard's failure to curb sexist and harassing conduct emboldened by manager Miguel Vega to abuse, belittle, and insult Miss Doe by making comments to her about oral sex, masturbation, and orgasms, threatening her job. Like, listen. I don't even talk about this shit with my wife. I don't go to my wife and it's like, oh man, I love it when you suck my dick. It's like, the fuck? Is this type of conversation that people tend to have? I don't think that, like sometimes if you're like in the heat of the moment or something, and if you're like but like in random office conversation, I wouldn't go to my wife and talk to her about how many times we had sex last week or some shit like that. It's like, what the fuck? Oral sex, masturbation, and orgasms. That's another thing I don't talk to my wife about. I don't talk to my wife about masturbation. But I talk to her a lot about orgasms. That I do. Not like... listen, you guys don't need to know about that part. Threatening her job if she would not consent to sex. Mocking her breasts. Bro, oh my God, dude. What the fuck? Mocking her breasts and commenting on other female employees' attractiveness. Mr. Vega also repeatedly threatened to expose a compromising photo of Miss Doe. Bro, it's like I don't understand. I legitimately do not like. Do these people have some kind of like brain damage or some shit like that? Why would you talk like that to a woman? Why? That's a dude that can't get women normally. Yeah, I can tell. I can fucking tell. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. The fuck? Suit says the unnamed former employee referred to here as Miss Jane Doe first met Mr. Vega in 2009-2010. First started working at Activision Blizzard when she participated in a game night with members of Activision Blizzard, which included Mr. Vega. Mrs. Doe says the pair soon formed a virtual friendship, and she regrettably sent him okay.
Could be so grossly
look.
Truly praise.
Hector of Troy, thank you very much for being grossing at us 54 months. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Okay, look. I have a lot of female friends that I might speak with on Discord. Guess what I don't have from those female friends. I don't have any fucking nudes. All right? Because the moment, and let me make this perfectly clear, in case there's anybody that doesn't understand this, but like, look, the moment a female sends a guy nudes, now I'm not saying that's consent. I'm not saying you're asking to get raped or anything like that, but it definitely sends the message that you want to get sexual. Like, no excuse, unless you're sending nudes to a doctor to look over at a mole or something like that. And when I'm talking about nudes, I'm talking like a very localized picture, not like a full frontal body picture. Okay? You shouldn't be sending nudes to people. This is encouragement. This is straight up encouragement. All right? This is encouragement. If you send nudes, this is encouragement. Now, if in the future you're then like, hey, look, I thought it was different. I'm actually not attracted to you. Then Mr. Vega needs to do the right thing and delete those nudes. But dude's probably like, dude's going like this. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Oh, man. It's like just fucking jacking it, cranking it to the nudes. But like, bro, listen, she ain't into you. Stop. But to be honest, she could have benefited not sending him the fucking nudes. Not to mention, like, what kind of a look is this, right? It's like, I'm not sure if she was trying to get into Activision Blizzard or whatever. She meets someone from Activision Blizzard, sends nudes. Okay? Listen, I'm not saying that she doesn't have a case. I'm not saying that the shit didn't happen. I'm not saying that it's not wrong. It definitely is. It most definitely is wrong. But like, don't send nudes to a potential employer. Like, no. Miss Doe says their friendship ended in 2011 when she met her future husband. But then in 2016, Vega helped her get some independent contractor work at Activision Blizzard, which later turned into a full-time position at the company as a community engagement coordinator for the player support department. Of her time at the company from 2016 to 2021, the suit says, at work, Mr. Vega repeatedly groped Miss Doe's breasts. Oh, dude. Considering especially she was in the company in 2016, she got married 2011. Dude knows she's married. Like, listen, you don't fuck around with a married woman. That's just not something you do. Like, listen, if I'm Mr. Doe, Mr. Vega is going to get the shit beat out of him. It's just that simple. If I'm Mr. Doe, Mr. Vega is getting the shit beat out of him. It's just that simple. Like, what the fuck? Here's the thing. You don't even mess with any woman that doesn't want you to mess with her to begin with. But if she's married, you don't even engage in the flirtiness or anything like that. Like, what the fuck, dude? So incredibly fucked up. At work, Mr. Vega repeatedly groped Miss Doe's breasts around a dozen times. On each occasion, he would squeeze, grab, or poke her breasts. She immediately recoiled at these unwanted advances. He often attempted to kiss her at work. All of Mr. Vega's sexual advances upon Miss Doe were unwelcome. After each time she rejected him, he'd assure her that one day it'll happen, or one day you'll give in. Incredibly disgusting predatorial behavior. And here's the other thing that I don't get. Here's the other thing that I don't get. Like, how do people even get turned on if the woman's not into it? Because like that to me is just like a huge turnoff. Like, that is just like, if the woman is not into it, I'm immediately turned off. Like, I don't understand this type of behavior. I just can't relate in any way. Because, like, it's so weird. Like, hey, sometimes my wife won't be in the mood. And I'll be like, okay, it's fine, whatever. Because, like, if she's not in the mood, then I'm instantly turned off. Like, the woman needs to be into it for it to be enjoyable. At least for me. That's the way that it works for me. I don't understand how people get off when the woman's not into it. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. It's just weird to me. Some people think no means yes and get lost means take me, I'm yours. Some people need to fucking get some social skills. Like, what the fuck? It's also alleged that during meetings, Vega abused, belittled, and insulted Miss Doe, telling her that her ideas were terrible and that she was failing a job a monkey could do. He would also say reportedly that she was a no one whose opinions don't matter and she doesn't know shit. Okay, so where were the other people in this meeting? Nobody speaks up. Everybody's just like, yeah, Vega's right. She's doing a job a monkey could do. Like, what the fuck? What is going on? This is so weird. The suit then lists specific examples of sexual harassment allegations against Vega that include Activision Blizzard's office party 2017. Mr. Vega walked Miss Doe to a vacant part of the office away from the party. Why did she allow herself to be like, this is another thing. Like, look, dude. Slap the motherfucker. Like, this ain't worth the job. That, like, if he's gonna fire you for getting his shit beat up, like, I mean, if she has to put food on the table, it's just like, bro. He asked her if she would give him oral sex if he were to whip it out right here. Yes, that's. You've seen a lot of movies, Mr. Vega. When Mrs. Doe expressed to Mr. Vega on several occasions that she felt underpaid, Mr. Vega often replied with a quid pro quo proposal, well, you know what you need to do, while he pointed to his crotch. Mr. Vega told Mrs. Doe that he is a very sexual person and thus needs to jack off at least... I'm a very sexual person. Need to jack off at least twice a day. Like, what the fuck? Mr. Vega asked Mrs. Doe how often she pleasured herself. Mr. Vega asked Mrs. Doe how often her husband made her orgasm during sex, and if she felt like her husband meets her needs sexually. How often does he make you come, and does he take care of you in the bedroom? Mrs. Doe's complaints also accused Vega of threatening her career if she ever reported him to HR, which she first did in 2017, saying Activision Blizzard did nothing. And that up until August 2021, weeks after the company's culture had been international news, he continually threatened to publicly release the compromising photos he had of her. Suit says Vega was finally reported directly to Mrs. Doe's manager in August 2021, shortly after Mr. Vega left a voicemail for Mrs. Doe in a poor attempt to mitigate the harm he caused her. Vega was then terminated from his position in September 1st, 2021. Mrs. Doe's complaint is calling for a jury trial of both accused and is ultimately seeking damages, legal fees, lost earnings, and medical costs. Both Activision Blizzard and Mr. Vega have been contacted for comment. Hey, at least motherfucker got fired, but he needs to get completely and absolutely crushed. Like, I'm sorry, like, fuck this guy. I mean, of course, assuming these things are true. Because at this point, these are allegations. Although these allegations, taken into account the situation that's been happening over at Activision Blizzard, I am more inclined to believe that these allegations are true, especially due to the fact that dude did get fired. So motherfucker needs to be squashed like a bug. Motherfucker needs to... Don't you have like that registry for sex offenders that you then have to legally go to your neighbors and tell everybody, hi, I'm a registered sex offender? Like, that's what I want for that guy. That and fucking absolute ruin. Dude needs to get fucking wrecked. Needs to get fucking wrecked. Needs to have to go to his neighbor's house and needs to like, hi, I'm a registered sex offender. I just want you to know. Like, fuck this guy. Just fuck him. Get rid of him. It's that simple. Again, after he is proven guilty. Very important part. After he is proven guilty in a court of law, then I want to see him fucking wrecked. I want to see him absolutely fucking destroyed. It's just that simple. Because unfortunately nowadays, and this is the problem with a lot of people sometimes coming out with bullshit allegations, unfortunately there's a lot of bullshit allegations nowadays. Now, again, due to the current history and the company culture during those years, it would not surprise me in the slightest if this was true. Mostly, I'm more inclined to believe Miss Doe at this point, but again, needs to be proven in a court of law beyond any reasonable doubt.